The quadratic formula. To solve a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula, you must know what the quadratic formula is. So let's say you're given a random quadratic in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. Then what you would do is you would simply take the letters a, b, and c from the quadratic formula, and the formula will give you a minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. And this is all derived from completing the square divided by 2a. So let's say you're given a problem, and the problem said x squared minus 8x plus 15 equals 0, and they wanted you to find a solution. Well, your a would be 1, your b would be negative 8, and your c would be 15. So these numbers you will plug into the quadratic formula, which will give you a minus 8, because the formula says minus b, plus or minus the square root of negative 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times 15. And that's all divided by 2 times 1. So you have to do this in steps. You have negative 8, which gives you a positive 8, plus or minus the square root of 64, which is 8 squared, and minus 4 times a positive 1 times a positive 15 is a minus 60. And that's all divided by 2. So you have 8 plus or minus 64 minus 60 is 4 divided by 2, which gives you two answers. It's going to give you 8 plus or minus 2 divided by 2. So your two answers will be 8 plus 2 divided by 2, which is 10 divided by 2, which comes out to 5. So one of your answers are 5. And the other answer is 8 minus 2 divided by 2, which is 6 divided by 2, which comes out to 3. So your two answers are 3 and 5. Let's say you were given x squared divided by 4 minus x over 2 equal to 1. Doesn't matter what they give you. So the common denominator of all the denominators is 4. So to make 4 on all the bottoms, you would multiply the second fraction by 2 over 2 and the third fraction by 4 over 4. So that will give you x squared divided by 4 minus 2x divided by 4 equal to 4 divided by 4. Now when you have an equation, no matter what type of equation it is, and all the denominators match, you can get rid of all the denominators and you will be left with x squared minus 2x equal to 4. In order to use the quadratic formula, everything has to be solved for 0. So you must subtract 4 from both sides. So that will give you x squared minus 2x minus 4 equals 0. And so your a is 1, your b is negative 2, and your c is negative 4 that you will plug into the quadratic formula. So what you'll have is, you have a minus 2, because it's minus b, and b happens to be negative, plus or minus the square root of negative 2 squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a, or 2 times a. So what that comes out to be is a positive 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 plus 16, all divided by 2. And what that comes out to be is 2 plus or minus the square root of 20 divided by 2. And we have to break down the square root. So 20 we know is 5 times 4, which is 5 times 2 times 2. So this comes out to 2 plus or minus 2 square root of 5 divided by 2. You can factor a 2 out the numerator, and it'll leave you with 1 plus or minus square root of 5 with a 2 on the outside divided by 2. And the 2's will cancel. So your two answers are 1 plus square root of 5 and 1 minus square root of 5. Let's say you're given r minus 3 times r plus 5 equal to 2. Well, because it's equal to 2, you still have to multiply all of this out. Had it been equal to 0, it would have been easy to get the answer. So what we need to do is double bunny hop. So we're going to have r squared plus 5r, and then double bunny hop to negative 3 minus 3r minus 15 equal to 2. So these two combine, and we'll have r squared plus 2r minus 15 equal to 2. It has to be equal to 0, so we subtract 2 from both sides. And we end up with r squared plus 2r minus 17 equal to 0. So we do the quadratic formula. So our a is 1, our b is 2, and our c is negative 17. So we're going to have a minus 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times the negative 17. All divided by 2a. So that comes out to be minus 2 plus or minus the square root of 4. And it's going to be plus because you got a negative times a negative. That's going to be 4 times 16, which comes out to 68. 4 times 17, I apologize, comes out to 68 divided by 2. So that comes out to minus 2 plus or minus the square root 72 divided by 2. And so you have to break 72 up. I know that 72 is 9 times 8. And therefore 9, square root of 9 is 3. And 8, you can pull some 2's out. 2 2's out, and that'll leave you with a 2 left over. So, what that comes out to be, this is 3 multiplied times 2, so that's going to give you a negative 2 plus or minus 6 square root of 2 over 2. And you can factor out a 2 out of the top. So you have a 2 parentheses negative 1 plus or minus 3 square root of 2 over 2. So your two answers would be negative 1 plus 3 square roots of 2 and negative 1 minus 3 square roots of 2. Let's say we're given x squared minus 3x plus 6 equal to 0. So we know that our a is 1, our b is negative 3, and our c is 6. So plugging it into the quadratic formula, we have a minus minus 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 3 squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. So that comes out to positive 3 plus or minus square root of 9 minus 24, all divided by 2. Now, when you subtract 9 from 24, you're going to get a negative number. So this is 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 15 divided by 2. Whenever you have a negative number under the square root, it becomes an I on the outside. So what you're going to end up with is a 3 plus or minus I square root of 15 divided by 2. So your two answers are 3 plus I square root of 15 over 2 and 3 minus I square root of 15 over 2. So let's see another one complex. So let's say we have r squared minus 6r plus 14 equal to 0, where our a is 1, our b is minus 6, and our c is 14. So when we plug it in, we're going to have a positive 6 plus or minus square root of minus 6 squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2 times a. So that comes out to 6 plus or minus the square root of 36. It's going to be minus, and we're going to have to multiply 4 times 14, which comes up to 56. And that's all divided by 2. So that comes out to 6 plus or minus. When you take 36 minus 56, that gives us a negative 20 divided by 2. it's a negative under the square root, so therefore it becomes an I on the front. So it ends up being 6 plus or minus I square root of 20 divided by 2. And then you can break down the square root of 20. So that's 6 plus or minus 2I square root of 5 divided by 2. Because 20 is 5 times 4. And 4 is 2 2's, so you can pull them out of a square root. So when you factor a 2 out of the top, it becomes 3 plus or minus I square root of 5. And now that's divided by 2. So your two answers are 3 plus square root I square root of 5 and 3 minus I square root of 5, which is a complex number. Let's say we had x open parentheses 3x plus 4 close parentheses equal to negative 2. Had it been equal to 0, we would almost been done. But because it's equal to an actual number, we have to get it all equal to 0 first before we can do the quadratic formula. So you must bunny hop the x. That's going to give you a 3x squared plus 4x equal to negative 2. Then you add 2 to both sides to get the 2 on the other side, and you end up with 3x squared plus 4x plus 2 equal to 0. Now that it's equal to 0, we can do the quadratic formula, which is going to be minus 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared, which is 16, minus 4 times a times c. And all of that is divided by 2 times a. So that comes out to minus 4 plus or minus 16 minus 24. Because 4 times 3 is 12 times 2 is 24 divided by 6. So that comes out to negative 4 plus or minus the square root. 16 minus 24, I believe, comes out to 8 or negative 8 divided by 6. So negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 8. It's going to be an I in the front, but you can pull a 2 out, so it's going to be a 2I square root of 2 divided by 6. Then on the numerator, both terms, they both have 2 in them, so you can factor out a 2, and you end up with minus 2 plus or minus I square root of 2 divided by 6. And now you can say that 2 goes into 6 3 times. So your answer will be negative 2 plus or minus I square root of 2 divided by 3, because that's what you have left on the denominator. Let's look at other types of equations in quadratic.